Church Origins. Part 4. C. Pre-Reformation Purges. By the 11th century, the alliance of church and state was complete, and dissent was no longer just suppressed, it was hunted. The focus shifted from exile and banishment to elimination. Some of the earliest targets were the Waldensians in the Alps. These believers preached in the common language, memorized scripture, and rejected the idea that only priests could teach. They were condemned as heretics, and waves of military campaigns were launched against them for centuries. In southern France, the Cathars, a group with both genuine biblical beliefs and serious theological errors, were wiped out in the Albigensian Crusade, 1209-1229. Rome's solution was not to refute them by scripture, but to destroy entire towns suspected of harboring them. The Inquisition became the official arm of this suppression, starting in the 12th century. Its goal was to investigate, try, and punish heresy. But heresy increasingly meant any teaching or practice that challenged Rome's authority. Torture, forced recantations, and executions became the tools of correction. Even Bible translation was treated as rebellion. John Wycliffe in the 14th century translated scripture into English so the common people could read it. Though he died before he could be executed, his teachings were condemned, and years later his body was dug up, burned, and scattered, a symbolic warning to others. By the 15th century, the church was engaged in open war against its own people. Jan Hus of Bohemia called for reform and a return to biblical teaching. He was promised safe passage to defend his beliefs, and then burned at the stake in 1415. His followers were slaughtered in the Hussite Wars. This was the world on the eve of the Reformation, a church armed not just with the scriptures, but with armies, courts, and prisons, using them to erase anything that challenged its narrative. The lesson is sobering. Before the reformers ever picked up a pen, the price of dissent was already death. And yet scattered believers still carried the gospel in secret, planting seeds for a movement Rome could not stop.